Morning, Vincent.
It's raining.
It's a little wet. I got a little wet coming in, but the beauty of a mobile studio is you can get out there, but you might be a little more exposed to the elements, but well worth it to be close to the people.
Sorry for you.
Not at all.
All right.
Not at all.
Okay, keyword for today.
Clock and flap.
It's not clock and flap.
No. One word, CLOCKENFLAP. Clock and flap. Clock and flap.
I've heard it last year, and I've heard it this year.
What? Good. It's been going on for a little while now. It is Hong Kong's biggest premier music festival. And why are we talking about it, and what does it have to do with politics?
First of all, is it even an English word?
No. So this morning I came from a presentation by the founder of Clock and Flap, and he says, first thing I got to get out of the way, what does it mean?
Yeah, what does it mean?
Everybody asks that. Clock and Flap, he says, it's just a word that came out of the head of his artistic director.
Oh. So
Mike Hill was talking about it. He said his artistic director, they had a series of parties they were doing, and they just made it up. Clock and Flap, whatever.
It's not the Switzerland
clock. No.
The Swiss clock where they have these birds flapping.
The cuckoo clock? No, I got one of those on my honeymoon.
Not the cuckoo clock?
No.
Okay.
No, clock and flap, nothing to do with the Swiss.
Because I know someone from the Swiss Consulate General who loves the clock and flap.
Oh, I don't doubt it, fantastic.
So for a while, I thought it's a Swiss event.
No.
It's not the cuckoo clock.
No, it was started by a couple of British guys here.
It's just a made-up word.
Made-up word.
Okay.
And the political dimension of this is, so when they started it, 1,500 people at Cyberport, right, which, originally government backed, but that's very incidental. But as they grew it, they decided they needed to go to bigger venues. And the first place they got into was the next place they went to was West Kowloon Cultural District, which at the time was being run by the LCSD. Now, the breakfast I went to this morning, lots of government people there. It was Mexican Chamber, so the Mexican Consul, Deputy Consul General, Invest Hong Kong, Simon Galpin, the chief, Deputy Chief of the West Kowloon Cultural District, I believe Bonnie Wong, is that right, was there. And so these people are all quite interested in this because they have seen what has happened in other places. In terms of, governments are interested in supporting these types of things because they believe it brings in international reputation, international business. Mark Vincent from Sennheiser was there and talked about Montreal.
But as long as the weather is not like this, it will be a great event.
Well, they talked about this is one of the risks they bear.
But you know what? I think for a long time, Invest Hong Kong and other government officials wants to copy and paste the success of the Sevens, the Rugby Sevens. So they are putting high hopes on the clock and flap. But unlike the Seven, when you got rainy season,
the game carries on.
The game actually got more exciting.
A little bit of rain, right? So I mean, this is, but it's very much, that's an apt analogy because the Sevens started small. And grew. And I think that stands in direct contrast to things that the Mega Fund has been putting its money to, which has just been an absolute disaster. The auditor's report came out and said they were a disaster.
Mega Fund.
You get somebody who's already got the passion, the heart, and the core and is ready to grow. You don't come in with big government plan to launch something that is just a complete waste of money, and as it turns out, fraudulent in many cases.
And hopefully, if Clock and Flap becomes a really big thing, then finally West Kowloon can own something.
Well, here's the interesting part.
That's what they want.
They're getting kicked out for a couple of years. And it's not because there's any bad blood, but because they're going into the construction phase, and they don't have the big open space. Like Clock and Flap, I believe, is up to 3 stages now, they said, and still growing. And tents for movies and kids' areas and all this. So they're going to go to Kai Tak. So they're going to have to struggle with the transportation issues there, which, as it turns out, is going to be buses and ferries. They're going to have special ferries. But I know the West Kowloon people were at this meeting, and they were very keen to say, but we would love to have you back.
They want to own it. They want to own it.
They talked about, once the MTR clears out, if they ever do, and fill in the big hole, then that will be your space. That'll be the big open space where they can have a great.
But you know what? By then, Kai Tak may already own it. You never know.
You never know. I mean, I hadn't thought about it like that, and that would be interesting to see if there comes to be a little bit of a tussle between the two. And the Clock and Flap guys, who knows? Maybe they play that smart.
All right.
That could work out for them. But I'll tell you, the representatives of the WKCD were at this breakfast, and I didn't see anybody from Kai Tak. So you got to put in the PR. You got to put in the relationship.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
All right.
Good stuff, Clock and Flap. Cheers.